Sri Ramasubramanian, who is a learned scholar, is always giving us very useful talks, and this time he has chosen the topic as how to maximize one's potential using one's skills, knowledge, and talent, and also following a 9 steps process. Let us hear him, and I profusely thank him for his wonderful lecture. Thank you very much, sir.
Hello there. Extremely delighted to be in touch with you today. The topic for the day is maximum achievement of our potential. How do we do that? That's what we are going to discuss today. See, I call God as zero defect organism. Why zero defect organism? The toughest quality certification is given by Six Sigma. The Six Sigma, if you want to get a quality certification, your defect rate has to be less than 3.4 per million opportunities. Meaning, if you are processing oil, if you are processing 1 million liters of oil, your defect rate has to be less than 3.4 liters. Okay, then only you will get the Six Sigma quality certification. It's a very strict certification. But in the case of God, the defect rate is zero. It's a zero defect organism. You, me, everything in the world is created by God. So there is no duplication there. And there is a purpose behind every creation. So you and me definitely have a purpose to achieve maximum potential, what we have. Okay. So maximum potential, the individual human potential, the formula is IHP, the individual human potential is equal to inborn attribute plus acquired attribute, and these two multiplied by attitude. So the attitude is the multiplying factor. Unfortunately, very many people, they don't know what are their inborn attributes, and once you don't know what are your inborn attributes, how you can achieve your maximum potential. So this video, I would like to throw light on how to identify one's own inborn attribute. And by achieving your potential, you become the greatest resource, and the purpose of your creation has been achieved. When the flower is fully blown, it's beauty. So you are supposed to be beautiful, and you are supposed to be achieving the purpose of God by maximizing your potential. So we will see that how one can maximize one potential, right? So the acquired inborn attribute, which is also known as talent, and the acquired attributes are your knowledge and skills. The knowledge and skills you can always acquire it. Okay, and the attitude you can always develop. Okay, and the attitude you can always develop. So your strength is equal to your talent, your skill, your knowledge. So strength is equal to our talents plus our skills plus our knowledge. Knowledge and skills we can always acquire, and talents are inborn. Then how do we find out our talents? There are many indicators. Okay, I'll give my phone number. My phone number is 98-403-40719. I repeat, 98-403-40719. Feel free to talk to me. I'll definitely help anybody who wants to know their the inborn attributes or the talents. See, there are many indicators. Suppose you are going to a bookshop. Which section you feel like going? Whether it is a sports column or a history or politics or personal development or music, that gives an idea. Then ask yourself, who are your role models? That will give an idea. And whenever you do something, if you go beyond the dimension of time and space, whatever you do, that will tell you your inborn attributes. Okay. If you are involved and you are engrossed in this and you enjoy, you don't know how long you are doing it, you enjoy, and you go beyond the dimension of time and space, that will tell you. So there are more areas, and which film actor or which role you really inspires you, okay, and which character in a film or a novel inspires you. There are so many ways. What you would like to do time and again, and you don't get tired, and every time you do it, you get a lot of energy. These are all the indicators, okay. And skills, by doing anything time and again rightly, you get skills, and knowledge by acquiring it, about new things. See, Sachin Tendulkar, His inborn attribute he understood is that he's playing cricket. Okay, he loves playing. So not only he enjoyed it, but he got a lot of money. So when you do what your talent is, you are not only happy but also successful, and also you get a lot of money. So what happens is, but what happens today is, people, since they don't know their talents, they acquire knowledge and skills in some area. Maybe it is relevant to the talents or it is totally different from their talents, but they get money, but sooner or later they are not happy. They feel dejected. They get into addictions, A lot of IT guys, they qualify and get into the IT, mechanical engineers getting into data entry and IT. After 3-4 months, they get into addictions, or they feel not okay. Their health is really, put to some problem. They have the health issues. So we need to understand it very clearly. So it is very important to know one's talents and then acquire knowledge and skills in the area of one's talents. If you don't do that, if you acquire skills and knowledge, definitely, not in the area of talents, but in a different area or totally different from the talents, you may gain money, but you may not be happy, and you may not be really expressing your true self. That is not the intention of God creating you, okay? That you will be duplicating, okay? And sooner or later, it will suck your energy and you will get depressed, okay? And so, what we are supposed to do is first identify our talents, then acquire knowledge and skill sets in those areas. Then you will be definitely happy and successful, okay? And this is what very important, okay? So, then how do we do that? How do we find? I said that there are so many indicators. There is one more process called taking a creative leap. Taking a creative leap. It is a 9-step process, okay? The first one is you need to know what is your in this creative leap. The first step is knowing the intended outcome, what is required, okay? I'll give examples also. The second one is, once you know what is required to be achieved, here what we are required to achieve, we are required to achieve to know what are our talents. Then second is information gathering. I told you what are the information to gather. Who are your role models? If you go to a book section, which area you go? And by doing something, if you go beyond the dimension of time and space, that is the area. Then information reshuffling, information analysis, that's the third steps. And fourth one is incubation. Just soak it, okay? Then you get an insight. The fifth step is insight. Then you get out of the insight, you get inspiration, the sixth step. The seventh step is whatever you have, the insight is there and you are inspired, then you implement that, okay? Then you integrate it in your life, then you incarnate. That becomes your success. I'll give an example. Archimedes, we know that is the greatest mathematician. He was asked by the king to find out whether the king's crown is made of pure gold or it is made of any alloy, because the king was doubting, the man who made the crown. Okay, so using this creative leap 9-step process, how Archimedes found out, whether it was made of alloy or pure gold. We'll see that. So the 9 steps of creative leap, are intended outcome, information gathering, information reshuffling, then incubation, insight, inspiration, implementation, integration, and incarnation. So now let us see this Archimedes example. Now the intended outcome is, he is supposed to know whether the crown is made of pure gold or not. Then the second step is information gathering. He gathered information that the density of pure gold is 17 gram per cubic centimeter, right? Is somewhere ranging between 15 to 19, okay? And the density of silver is 10.5 gram per cubic centimeter. This is information gathering. Now information reshuffling, analysis. He knows that if he knows the mass of the crown and the volume of the crown, he can find out the density. So density, the formula of density is mass upon volume. So the mass of the crown is easy. On a physical balance, he can measure. But how do you find the volume of it? Because of his odd shape. Okay? He doesn't have a symmetrical shape. So he was thinking about it. Okay? Then once he gets the volume, then incubation. Then he has been thinking it for a day, 2-3 days. Then his servant told him, why don't you have a bath, a hot water bath in the tub? So that is incubation. So he was getting into the bath, then the insight. As he got into the bath, the water displaced by his body, the volume of water is equal to the volume of his body. Then he said, wow, this is the insight he got. Then the inspiration, he got it. Now I can find out the volume of the crown. Then he said, Eureka, Eureka. And he just walked naked in the streets. Okay. Then he implemented. He immediately measured. He immersed the crown in water. He found out the volume. Then he found out that this crown is not made of pure gold. It was alloyed with silver. Then incarnation. The last one is integration he has done. And incarnation means celebrations. Okay. The same way, this creative process can be used for everything. Okay. Including find out our talents. Now, let us use this 9 steps process for finding out our talents. So, first step is intended outcome. What is our intended outcome? We want to know what are our inborn attributes or talents, right? Then information gathering, I told you, when you go to a book shop, which section you go to, or when you read a newspaper, which section you like it, you would like to spend more time. Who are your role models, okay? And by doing something, you go beyond the dimension of time and space. And you would like to do it even without charging any money. And irrespective of the place it is, okay? Suppose training or teaching is your inborn attribute. You don't mind doing it under a tree, okay? And you do it for hours together. And you don't need to do preparation much. There is an energy. When you do it, you get a lot of energy. So this is the information gathering. And then reshuffle this information, okay? And also use your dreams. Patanjali says that dream is a good source of information, right? So use your dreams also. Then reshuffle this information. Keep talking to your good friends, maybe your parents, okay, your brothers and sisters, and say that I think these are my talents or inborn attributes. What is your opinion on that? Reshuffle on that. Then incubation. This is very important thing. Before going to bed, keep asking these questions. What are my inborn attributes? And go to sleep. One way. Second one is meditation. The meditation is the best thing. A lot of intuitions can happen there. How we do that? When you do then initially I would always suggest that observe your breathing. Just keep observe your breathing. Close your eyes, observe your breathing. And some point of time you will stop automatically even observing the breathing. Then you go into a space where all creativity and you are actually in the incubation state there. Then what happens? Sooner or later, you get the insight. What happened to me today? This morning, I'll tell you an example. Okay. Last 3-4 days, I've been looking for a video on. There was a lady who gave a video on YouTube. I received it from some group on. She was suffering from lupus, and she suggested that avoiding meat, egg and dairy product. I want to know more about it. Somehow I deleted this YouTube and I don't know which group has sent. Last 2-3 days I have been trying. I went to YouTube and checked this, put this message. I was not knowing the person's name. So I gave this, person suffering from lupus and she suggesting that, but I was not able to get it. So my intended outcome was to find out the video where which group has sent. Then I started gathering informations, okay. Then I was looking into the YouTube, okay, and sending messages to some of the WhatsApp group and the information reshuffling. Then the incubation, I just let it happen, This morning, what happened is I came to know which group I had sent. Then there was an insight. Wow, good feeling, Then what happens after the insight? Then you get inspirations. You feel very good. And implementation, I started sending to the group. Hopefully they will send me the video sooner than later. So this can be used. Now we need to know how this creative leap process, 9-step process, can be utilized to find out our inborn attributes so that we can maximize our human potential, our potential. Okay. So the 9-step process, first one is intended outcome. The intended outcome is we want to know our inborn attributes. The second one is information gathering. I told you the various ways. If you are reading a newspaper or a magazine, which section you like it? You would like to read it. What type of movies you would like to go? What type of characters you attract you? If you go to a bookstop, which section you would like to go? Who are your role models? These are all some, and a dream. Patanjali says that the dream is a great source of information. So what type of dreams you get time and again? So these are the information, and talk to this, then reshuffling, then talk to your good friends, your parents, your siblings, and find out that, whether these are correct. They are also agreeing with you. So the information, then the insight, the incubation, the fourth step is very important. The incubation is very important, for which you know how to do that. The best way is to start learning meditation. Okay, just start observing your breathing, and maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, maybe after 5-10 minutes you may stop even doing that, but you just relax that time. The relaxation is the best way of doing incubation. Okay, that's what Archimedes did. He just went into a hot water bath. Okay, and many people told me that when they go to the toilet in the morning, they get solutions for a lot of their problems. Maybe they are relaxed and no disturbance, right? So sleep is also, before going to sleep, you put this question to yourself and the providence, you get the answers. Then what happens? Then you get an insight. Okay, then you get insight and inspirations, and then you can implement, right? So this is this 9 steps process is very, very important. And start doing meditation for this, and before going to sleep, ask yourself and think about it, and provide request the universe to provide for the answer. Interestingly, I was listening to a song by Ilayaraja in the picture Nizhalgal, Tamil picture Nizhalgal. It's a beautiful song, and it is mentioning about this 9 steps creative leap processes. I don't know whether the composer Ilayaraja has done, Isai Jnani has done intentionally, or I am trying to find a correlation. This is a beautiful song. It says that Vanam Yenakoru Bodhimaram Nalum Yenakadu Sedi Tarum. Vanam Yenakoru Bodhimaram. Vanam is the sky. Vanam is as good as the providence. It says the Bodhimaram means it will give you the knowledge, whatever you want. Your prayers will be answered by the providence. Nalum Yenakadu Sedi Tarum. It keeps on giving you informations. Whatever you want, it keeps on giving. But we should be ready to receive it. I always define luck as the meeting point of the opportunities passing by and our alertness. Opportunities are always passing by. How do we know? We should know how one should develop the ability to listen to the providence, the information which is giving. Then you know the opportunities, and you have to be alert for that. And the meditation is the best way to develop this alertness, right? And it says that Orunal Ulagam Nidhi Parum Tirunal Nigalum Thedi Varum. The Tirunal Nigalum Thedi Varum, in the creative leap process, the 9th process is the incarnation, the celebration. He says that once you know how to communicate with the providence, every day is the celebration, And he says that information gathering and information reshuffling, also he says that Kelvihalal Velvihalai Nan Seiden. The song is saying that Kelvihalal means you keep asking and just incubate, okay? Go to sleep or meditate, okay? And Velvi means yaga. Yaga means what you do. Idam na mama. It's not mine. Just ask the question and leave the attachment. It will and incubate. Incubation is that yagam, right? And it will come at the right time, This is what this, and idu oru ponmalai poludhu. So why he talks about ponmalai poludhu? That is the time he is talking about, or he is trying to mention that where you are in an alpha state, in a relaxed state. So this song is a beautiful song, and this tells you that how to do the creativity process. In the process you can achieve this, you can achieve that the intended outcome of knowing your inborn attributes. Once you have identified your inborn attributes, then you have to acquire skills and knowledge in the area. Then that is talent plus skills plus knowledge becomes your strength. That will help you to maximize your potential. That is the purpose for which you have been called. That's what you can contribute to the whole providence. That's the providence wants you to do that. You are a part of the providence. Okay, right. Now what happens? Now we have seen that inborn attributes, acquired attitude. What is attitude? The attitude is the way you see things, the way you perceive, the way you feel. Okay, that can be also developed over a period of time. Okay, and based on the knowledge you have, if you are definitely into your inborn attributes and have right skill sets and knowledge, you will have the proper attitude, right? Because the values also one more area where you can use it. I find out your values, that will help you to find out your inborn attributes. Because the values and beliefs influence your attitude, that will influence your behavior, that will get the results. At the end of the day, your potentials are supposed to be exploited for the common good of all. Even Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says that Lajja Gruna boy, Teen Takte Noi. What is the meaning? Lajja, shame, feeling shame. Lajja Gruna, hatred. Boy, Baya. These three things is not allow you to achieve your full potential. Why these three things happens? Because of knowledge is lacking, and also we are not identified our potential inborn attributes. Once you incubate, okay, you know how to incubate, that the 4 steps in the creative leap, then you go beyond all this. When you are relaxed, incubation is nothing but relaxation. When you are relaxed, you don't have fear of that, what would be the outcome. You are not afraid of anybody who might stop you achieving that. And you are not ashamed if you don't know anything. Okay? So even Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says that to utilize, to understand your inborn, to get the best out of you, you need to understand your inborn attributes, for which you need to relax and you need to know how to get the information from the providence. Ladies and gentlemen, I am sure that you will make the best use of this information and achieve your maximum potential, the purpose for which you have been called by the Zero Defect Organizer. Thank you very much for this opportunity.